At this time, we have Willa Bluestone, let's see, Director in Policy Workforce Strategy, Ohio Life Sciences. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Chairman Lampton, Vice Chair Barhorst, Ranking Member Miranda, thank you so much for this opportunity, members of the committee, to present testimony in favor of House Bill 24, which requires health plan and Medicaid coverage of biomarker testing. As the chairman said, my name is Willa Bluestone, Director of Policy and Workforce Strategies at Ohio Life Sciences. So we are the trade association for all of the bioscience organizations across the state. Our members include large pharmaceutical companies, gene and cell therapy researchers, med tech, med device manufacturers, and just about anyone and everyone in between. I do want to say that our members are on the absolute cutting edge of medical research and bioscience advancements that ultimately allow Ohioans to live much happier and healthier lives. So you've heard from a number of doctors, patients, and advocates today, very bravely so, but I hope to offer you a slightly different perspective, and that's one of medical innovation and total cost savings. So I don't think anyone will argue that House Bill 24 will save Ohioans' lives by creating this pathway for targeted precision treatment, but it undoubtedly leads to reduced costs for patients and the healthcare system as a whole. So let's break that down a little bit more. As Representative Samani referenced earlier, we know that CVS Health recently released an analysis for lung cancer and the cost difference in offering cancer patients broad panel sequencing and narrow panel sequencing. So the broad panel screenings look at a much wider range of genetic variations and provide a really much better idea of the tumor's makeup and allow better diagnostic approaches. So the study found that those broad panel screenings cost around $2,000, give or take, whereas the narrow panel screenings cost just over $900. So we have that upfront cost increase of about $1,100. However, on average, for a 6-month period, the per member per month cost for those who underwent the broad panel sequencing was around $11,500 compared to the over $20,000 for those who were given the narrow panel sequencing. So we see that this creates a cost savings of $8,500 and a little bit of change per member per month. I believe the scientists in the room would call that statistically significant. So House Bill 24 also helps Ohio's economy, and how exactly does it do that? So it supports medical innovation. So we're quickly becoming in Ohio a hub for bioscience, and this is driven in part by the fact that our state hosts 15% of the country's active clinical trials. That ranks us 7th among all states and 1st in the Midwest, so better than some of our football teams, some might argue. In 2020, there are about 5,400 clinical trials that were actively underway or recruiting in Ohio, and those play a really critical role in getting more innovative treatments to market, and biomarkers are definitely a way to do that. So we understand better the safety and efficacy of treatments that are available. So Ohio sends this message that it supports the life sciences and the innovation within the industry by enacting House Bill 24. We join states like Arizona, California, Illinois, Louisiana, all major bioscience hubs, which have already moved forward with supporting biomarkers. We're tied for 4th among states in the number of gene therapy startups and companies, which draw tremendous amounts in the billions of dollars for investment, but we know that those companies cannot flourish if we don't have the policies in place to support them. My testimony is a little bit longer, but I'll save you that earful for now, and happy to answer any questions you have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your testimony. Any questions? Representative John?
Thank you, Chairman. I can't let you get away without a question. It's nice to see you on the other side of the podium. So you talk about the impact that this will have on the state's economy and families in general. Several of the proponents have talked about quality of life issues. Can you also talk about when we have better quality of life, individuals are able to continue working, they're able to continue contributing to their communities, the impact that has on their mental well-being, and in general, the impact that has on our communities and our state as a whole?
Of course. Chairman Lampton, Representative John, I will say it's terrifying to be on this side of the podium, but I do appreciate the question. So as someone who has personally not dealt with cancer themselves but has had many family members affected by it, I can tell you that biomarker testing ultimately, as you referenced, allows individuals to enter back into the workforce, to live that happier life in terms of, less worry, I would say is the main thing, allowing them to spend more time with family, enjoy the time that they have, and really make the most of it. So I'm sure that there are studies, Mr. Chairman, on the mental health effects of biomarker testing, and happy to share those through the chair's office. I don't have those on me right at the moment, unfortunately.
Any additional questions? Thank you for your testimony. You did great. We're not scary. It's all good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.